again. The Giant Fathom, yeah, she's come back in for another service. Like I said, he does a lot of. I've said in a lot of previous videos, this bike does a lot of mileage. Uses his daily commute, so he's probably, clocking up a couple of thousand miles a year on it. And it shows as well. He goes through a chain, sort of in about 6 to 9 months time. And the bike's had a lot of problems. It's been, I think I've said in other videos, it's been back to several local bike shops for work on it, and it's kind of ended up sticking with me of late to get sorted out. Well, cracking. I've done a basic M check on it. I kind of know what's up with it. There's a couple of things I'm pleased about. There's a couple of things I'm a little bit concerned about. Good news is all the stuff that we worked on the last 2 times that were really bad that I had to address are still holding in there, and he's quite happy with that as well. So that's good news, really. Where am I going with this? The battery's off already. Just to make it safe and also make it a bit lighter as well. I am noticing there's a bit of corrosion on the terminals in there, so I might have to wang in a bit of something and see if I can clean it up a bit. But like I said, you clean it up and within a week it's going to be in a state again anyway. So what you've got to be careful of with situations like this is that actually the cleaning's not being detrimental to the bike. So in over cleaning it, you're actually taking grease and protection off the bike, because some of this, this road haze and stuff, it's actually, believe it or not, it's protecting the bike. That's the derailleur we fixed last time, so that's a new derailleur. That seems to be okay. It's in the right position as well. It is on, so that's good. We've checked out the Q-lock. I was concerned we got some problems going on with the front wheel bearings when it dropped off, because it was really rattly, but I realised it just not inserted the Q-lock properly, so I just need to check. He knows about that, and it wasn't, he's just had it at the back of his car, but it was really rattly. But what it was, he'd not pushed the Q-lock through, so there was actually a gap there. He'd not pushed it all the way in before he did the thing. So I just need to just check he knows how that works. But even that's come straight out. I've not had an issue with it, so that's done really well. So we'll grease that up in the same way as we did last time. Headset bearings are okay. We will give them a clean, because I can feel a little bit of graunch in there, but it could be the cabling, or it could be that flapping on it that's causing an issue, so we'll check that out. The bottom bracket seems to be running okay, so we don't need to go anywhere near that. There's no play in the bearings, so we haven't got to start tearing into the electric side of it, because I haven't got a workshop manual for one of them yet. Teeth on the crank look okay. Like I said, we're practically doing the M check now anyway. The back brake pads are pretty much low. They've only got a couple more months left in them, so we might as well do them now. He's probably got about another 6 to 9 months left on the rear brake disc, so we've got about 0.15 of a millimeter on that. So I think that was reading 1.65 or something, or 675. So there's not much left on that. This one's a little bit better. This one's reading about 1.7. Bearing in mind that they're around about 2 when you get them, so it's had some wear, so that's good. I can't actually remember if I replaced this front one, so I need to go and check what we did last time, but that one definitely seems better. But I seem to remember he does brake a lot on his front, which is good. Regarding brake pads, I've got to contact him and see if he wants me to stick some of the Ice Tech Shimano brake pads in, because I've got some of them in stock, or whether he wants me to put some heavy duty sintered ones in, which I haven't got any in stock. I don't think I have anyway. Or if I have, they'll be part used ones, and I'll just chuck them in for free, because I just need to clear it out. But other than that, I think it's actually not too bad. I think the pedals have got quite a bit of play in them, but with these pedals, they're just disposable. We've tried doing stuff with them before and tightening them up, but it never works. They just end up getting worse. But you never know. I might be feeling like it. What we will do is we'll chuck some of these parts in the ultrasonic, just to give them a good clean up and then lube them up. I just need to check out what's going off with that. I think that's working all right. I haven't checked the gears. That's the only thing on the M check that hasn't been done yet, so that does need doing. Let's push that back up where it should be. I think other than that, I think we're all good. It's going to be a fairly basic service, hopefully. Just got to check this. We'll get the back wheel off and we'll check the bearings, because that was something I rebuilt. That was his initial source of pain with this bike. It had several new wheels. And we did do a cup and cone swap on that once. It was one of the first bikes I actually did the complete strip down and rebuild on. Anyway, right, let's just leave it. We're waffling now. It does need cleaning, so I will give it a quick clean over now and a quick blast off with the thing, so you'll probably get a time lapse for this. We're back in the room, yeah, right. Bike's just drying off. We'll just quickly go through the gears, make sure the gears are okay. So it seems to be changing up, a little bit sluggish coming down. It's going through all the gears though. Just off that first one. We checked the derailleur handle on this one because we know it's had a knot. Can't remember if I checked it last time. That feels fairly true. Let's look up to yeah, so we might get that on the wheel through it, and then we'll we'll check the rest of it. So far that looks okay. It's going up. It's a little bit sluggish coming down. Put it on the big ring, see when it goes in. Get that one's up. Put it onto the top, and now it's going to moan. Check you can see. Yeah, it's sluggish coming off. And that one, that's better. Crisp now. So it could be the derailleur hanger, or it could be the B screw position. Yeah, and that would have been me last time. I'd not set the B screw deep enough. It could go a lot deeper. So we'll check that. We're looking at, yeah, we can get that a lot closer. So we'll have a look at that. Move that B screw. I think we'll do that first. Right, so I'm going to try and do this without tripping over you. Clean the tops out of the way. Yes, you notice I'm pretty much switched the muck off now. So what I'm looking for is how close that jockey wheel is to there, and you want to get it as close as you can, but without it catching. And we can get a lot closer there. Right, so all I've got to do now is just check as we're going back up through the gears that, see, that's a lot better now. I think we could probably even get it closer than that. Just want to make sure that it's not gonna catch. That's it. That's looking all right. That. Just check it on the lower gears now. Make sure it's not going to disappear up. No, that's fine. Oh, now we've got some chatter. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, this needs a little bit more putting into it. And just better. Yep, that's coming down. That's a lot better now. So it was the B screw. Everything else is fine. Seems to be moving smoothly. I will check the. I still check the derailleur hanger once we've got this wheel trued up. So I think the what we need to do now is get this chain off because we're going to replace the chain. I'll just show you that. Yeah, you might be slightly into the sun here. It's nice to be working outside. So this is the. We're on the 0.75 stretch. And you can see that's there, but there's no play backwards and forwards. So if you put it in the one, and you can see it's just catching. I'll give it a little nudge, it'll go through. So it is right on the limit. Time for a new chain. We've actually caught this on time for once, so well done, Darren. Just need to find where the split link is, if we've got one on here. I think it's a 10 speed, so there might not be a split link, there'll be a sacrifice. Oh no, there is a split link there. Let's get that off. Don't forget, save the chain. Keep the split links, because Darren can have them to put in his emergency pack. Once I'll chuck them in the parts washer to get them clean. And don't lose the chain. Let's hang that there for the time being. Right, get some more stuff. Ducks. Right then, so I think first thing we do is we get this back wheel off. We'll get that off, get that into the thing. We'll clean it all up, have a look at it. We've got to get the disc pads out anyway and have a look at those, and then see what's going on with that. Check the bearings, get that cleaned, and then this back wheel's ready to go back on, and then we can start thinking about putting the chain on and some of the other stuff. Right, let's crack on with that then. Connect, Darren. Oh. They don't need to be that tight. Oh, that handle's loose as well. I need to have a look at that. That one's been helping, but well, at least that's down there is. It's about that. There we go. Out. Right, back in the room. Got some orange gloves on. Yeah, there's quite a bit of play on that. So we need to find out why there's some play on that. Favourite tool. Reading that in a minute. I need to get a proper reading on that. So I'll have you and you. I'll say hopefully there's one of them. Oh, well, I did that actually because it's going in the parts washer, isn't it? Right. I think we're going to need to do something. I think we're going to have to strip the back hub out again. Right. While we're here though, let's get a measurement on the disc. So, micrometer, just turn it on. Just check it's bracketed up. 0 it. It's zeroed. Under it's not the most accurate one in the world, but there's a lot of Chinese in it. Just open you up a bit. Yeah, 1.66. 1.66. There you go. In case you feel you need to have a look. So that's just under spec. It will tell you on here that the minimum is 1.5, I'm pretty sure. Minimum thickness 1.5, there you go. So we'll give them a proper clean up. Most important thing at the moment. The good thing about it is though is the hub bearings feel good. So this is only a problem with the cassette, with the free hub. So we just need to get the free hub off. Unfortunately, to get the free hub off, you've got to take the axle out anyway. So it looks like we're doing full wheel straight down, which is a bit of a twatto. So I will bring you back in a second or so. I've seen me do this loads of times now, so we're just going to break this off. Always go from the disc side or the non-drive side. If you're on a non-disc system, if you're on a rim brake system, that's all you need to do. Get this top one off, and then we're just going to drop the axle through. Don't need to undo the other side. It is easier if you've got a little vice you can clip on. Chip that in there. Just hold on to the bottom of that, and then undo this. And we can give the bearings a good inspection while we're here. We'll clean everything out anyway. Right, so we'll just drop that through. The bearings underpin the bottom, I'm not too bothered. Hopefully, got on bearings. I'm going to stick to that. I haven't got my other one in here. Have I? Yeah. So we're just gonna. I wasn't going to take the dust seal off, but the bearings, I need to get them out. There we go. Nice, gently prise that off. So we'll put that down there with that one, so I know it belongs to that one. We've just lost the bearing into the bottom, but that doesn't matter because I should be able to pick them up now. Yep. So again, try and put them down that side so I know they all belong down there, even the ones that have just escaped. And then I can flip it over, do the same on the other side. Yep, that's one of the escaped bearings, so I'll try not to scatter all this lot all over the floor. Same again, there's a dust seal which we will need to get off on this side. So again, we'll put that to that side, and then go fishing for bearings. Should be 9 of them, and they are 1/4 of an inch bearing. Right. So we need a big Allen key now to get that out. Hopefully we've got some down here, or I'm going to have to go and pay a visit to them. Beautiful. Couldn't quite remember if I've got one or not. That didn't work, or it needs to go in further. I suspect it needs to go in further. What size is that? Oh, we're facing the wrong direction, but we can always spin it round. Right, while we are waiting, we might as well just drop that in for its ultrasonic. Get 20 minutes, and I'm off up to the garage now to. I decided to go and do the wheel bearing up there, which is what I was going to do anyway, and then we'll bring it all back down here, and we should just be able to start assembling the bike, because that's the really grubby stuff, and I normally do that up there. Well, I think we'll break it apart actually. Right, we're up in the other workshop now, so what do I need? I need a 10 or an 11. I think that's the, or is that 12? I think that might be a 12. I think some of them are 12, some of them are 11. Can't see them there. Can't see them there. It's a 12. We do have, or we should have, no, that's the 13. Yeah, there's one there. I think that's the smaller one, so that's the 11. So that's what we need, that. And I think it's clockwise. They're usually torqued on quite hard, so I think we're just going to have to. No. Oh. Bear with me. So somewhere in here, one of these wheels. So we do have some spares of these. Now what that does allow me to do is, yep, that's fine. So we've got one there. We could swap. I think that is a, no, that's not a ball race one. I think that's a completely collapsed one. No, that's a completely collapsed one. But I think that one, we could put a ball race channel in that one and use this one. Or we could just service that one. I think the ball race channel that I had out of the other one is slightly badly worn. Oh no, that's the other one out of the other one. That one. I think that's got a ball race in it, yeah. But you can see that one's quite badly worn, so I haven't really got many options other than to buy another one of these or try and fix that one, because assuming that one's okay. It's just really annoying that these bikes don't have things. So what I might do, right. We've tried the Algarasky nicely bar. Let's move on to the coming bar. So we do need the And a shim. Shim's important. Right. Yeah, there's too much play in that. One thing is actually missing a shim as well. We'll have to re-shim it. But we've got loads of spare shims and things I can reuse, including spare lock washers, which is that one. Yeah, it feels really graunchy, so I think we'll pieces. Yeah, right. Just getting the bus ready, we're going away. Right. Shove that in there. There we go, pitch spanner out. I can't remember if this is clockwise or anti-clockwise. I don't like that, that's bending. Let's get some WD-40 on that, maybe a bit of heat. I'm pretty sure that they are. Quite. No, that's not wanting to go at all. Right. Need to get some heat on that. So it's down in that thread in there. Yeah, that's that one that's sheared off, and that's not worried. If I put any more pressure on this, it's going to shear off. It's just a shame we haven't got a one we can drop in, because that one actually feels alright. No play in that. That's a different type of one that won't go in, but we could salvage that centerpiece, so we might have a quick look at that. You know, I use just the smaller ones. Using the smaller, so I think that uses the 10 or the 11. Weird. I think I've got an 11, fortunately. No, I thought I had an 11. I sworn I had an 11. Good thing about that is it isn't impairing it, isn't it? Right, we're back. I've just checked on that one that we might salvage the inside out of it, and it is a reverse thread, so I need to make like we're doing it up. There we go. It's a lot more when you've got a bit more confidence which way it's going. And I've just got to be careful now so it doesn't spit its guts everywhere. That's it. Let's get a fresh bowl for this. We got a fresh bowl. more balls. That back can't even get this out. These are like the best thing ever. There we go. We just need to clean that up, blast it out, and then find out why everything's worn out on it. See how bad that is, because if it's really mullered, we'll just steal the one out of the we'll steal the one out of the other one and steal the new one. Yeah, so the new one I've got is a ball rack, is one for a steel bearing, whereas this one is one for loose bearings. It does look fairly mullered. I'll have to do a bit of a conversion job on this one. Well, actually, the ball race in there doesn't look that bad. It is pitted. Right. Let's look at the state of this. That's just nasty. Do with anything parts of the ultrasonic, to be honest. Yeah, that's really yeah, that wouldn't have been happening the gear shifting. The thing moving around is not. Yeah, I think that's an 11 speed. Looking at it. Yeah, it might not be compatible. No, it should be okay. I think the centres are the same. It's that outer sheathing, unfortunately. I think the freewheels. I think we're just going to have to replace the freewheel actually, so that's a bit of a bugger. I was kind of hoping just to be able to rebuild this one, but it's not. It's absolutely mullered. So that's a bit of a shame. Unless we have got some parts in here that I can steal. Right, so that's the bit that's absolutely no good because it exploded. So we just need to steal the prongs out of that one, and we can just chuck that because that's got the bit in the middle. We can't recover that. We've got this one here, which I suspect is a 10 speed. Now that's an 11 speed as well. That's the problem, you see, this is a 10 speed. I don't really want to be pissing about putting spacers on it. It's going to throw the derailleur on, so we do need a 10 speed, so I've got to find one of these or see if I can reuse this, because I potentially could reuse this in there, but I mean it's the ball races in there where the bearings sit are absolutely scored, so I'm not thinking we're going to get a lot of mileage out of that, and I'm not seeing I've got a great deal of spare parts. That's the That was the free hub that snapped. You see, because that's the type that is. That was ball race because in that one, that was off a set of Vision wheels. But I did actually end up rebuilding that. We got it back into a really good shape. There's no play in it, so that one's good. But yeah, I think this one's mullered. You can't get rebuild kits for them, unfortunately. That's the shim I was on about. See, so what we might what well, actually what we might be able to do is just take one of these, put it all back together, and just take one of these shims out, and just tell him next time we need to replace it. So take that, the finished of the shims out, put it back together, and see if we can get it to into a position where it's not rattling, because that's ideally what we're after. We'll give that a quick clean. I mean, the paws are okay. They're not brilliant. They're all clogged up as well. They're not ratcheted particularly well. So I could see why that was that could slip. Let's give it a bit of WD-40. So it's good as brake cleaner sometimes for cleaning it out. It's not. It's absolutely full of something. I don't think I've ever seen one this bad, to be honest. It's a bit cleaner. You can see there's the actual race part of it's really mullered. It's coming a bit cleaner now, but let me get some brake cleaner on it. Pick. Makes you pick. I'll clear some of this crap out of the. There might be lumps of metal. Yeah, let's try and let's completely disassemble it. We need to get into all these grooves and really drag them out. There's a chunk of something in there that won't come out. Right, so that's the state of it. You can see it's really rusty. It's absolutely full of crap as well. So tangs and everything. I'm just going to try and clean it up as best I can, and then because it was running fine, there's just too much play, but it does need replacing. So I'll clean this up as best we can, and then we'll get another one ordered up so that when he comes in next time, I can swap it over. He might just turn around and say, "We'll stick it. I'll wait and stick it on now," and then we'll keep this one for an emergency spares. But I doubt whether it's going to run right. I do actually have some spare bearings for these as well, so we could put some new bearings in it. But I can't see putting new bearings in on these knackered racers. I mean, they are absolutely corroded to buggeries. Right, where's my little grease gone? I'll just use the general purpose grease on this. So I'm just going to grease the runners for the paws. So the little flappy bits are called paws. So those quick clean as well. I'm just using brake cleaner. These are really corroded as well. I mean, these are really sort of high grade, high tensile usually chromium steel, the same sort of stuff that you make sockets out of. Quite hard wearing. Make sure to get all the brake cleaner off them, otherwise, yeah, these are really badly corroded. Right, let's hopefully they'll still pour when we put them in. So the way they work is they sit down in the flaps like that, and then there's a spring that sits over the top of them that presses on the back of them and flips them up. And I seem to remember there's usually a little, in one of these channels, there's a little block, yeah, it's that one, that centres it, so to make sure the spring, the gap in the spring that's there, never ends up actually on the back of the paw. It's just really flipping fiddly. So they're all starting to pop up now. I'm just going to make sure that that's where it should be and not across the paw. That's it. I think we've cracked it. I think it just wants pushing down a little bit because we're mocking it. It's not quite going where it's supposed to. Yeah, they are sort of popping up. To pull this back together, it might make no difference whatsoever. Just clean some of these other bits up as well. Try not to launch the pot because there are 60 million tiny little balls in there. So this, the legs on the bottom of this thing here. Which I seem to remember the way to do this is to stick the balls in there. They run on that edge there with the jagged bits are. They run inside there. You drop it onto there, and then you put the balls in the top bit, and then you screw down that bit, or you can stick the balls to that bit and put it in. This bit needs to go. I think it goes that way round. So we'll drop that on here first. And I think to remember it clips. Clip over that. I think it does. So that sits over the top of that. Now we got that the wrong way up actually. No, I think it goes that way up. That's right, yeah, it does. It goes that way up. And then that's why there's a big lump of that goes behind there is to pin the seal in place. So we don't actually need to put the seal on yet. So we'll just keep them to one side. So all we need to do now is stick all the balls in there, but I think it's easier to stick them in there. It might be easier to stick them on here. Who knows? We'll just this is where I'm daft, because I should just go, no, I'm not doing it, I'm just going to go and buy another one. But there's part of me that just wants to see if I can fix it, because it's not mine. If it was mine, just go and buy another one. Right, so they're the shins, which we're going to have to clean them up as well, because they're a bit mullered. We'll have to run them off on some wet and dry to smooth them down, otherwise we're we're still not going to get it tight. That needs cleaning up. It's a shame you can't just buy that bit as well, because there's loads of times when the free hub's okay, but it's that cup's absolutely mullered. But this one it's pitted, but it's not as bad as I've seen some of them. Right, so we've got that and we've got that. We're just going to clean these out now. The best thing we can do is, there never seems to be enough bowls in there, but we have got some more, so I've got a big thing of bowls for that. Can't remember how many there are. So we'll do a first pass at this. Make sure we've not missed any. Just chuck that out of the way. Let's give that a quick wiggle around, an angle. The next step in the process now. Not sure it's just have a few steps in the process here. Just have a quick check that I've not missed any out of there. The trouble is now we're wild. We've got balls all over the place. I'm just going to clean these off as best I can. And we'll divvy them into two piles. There's quite a lot there. Alright, so let's start sticking them in. And this one. They're escaping already. Just make them bowls. It's just safer for sticking in this side. I don't know if I've got enough grease on it or them all in. They're not going to, when I get around to the other side, they're not going to start falling out. They'll start to fall out. I think we might have one too many bowls in there. Bear with me. Grease up this channel as well, so we've double greased it. So we've got none. God, that sounds awful. sounds like shit. Right, you sit there. And we've got these two to drop in, but I'm not sure we can put those in until they have to go in before. I think these have to go in before. So that's the shim and that's the catcher. I think the shim goes on first. Because one of these has got to sit there and catch the balls. I'm guessing is that one because that's the most corroded of the two. Interesting to see how many of these bowls are missing. And I'm wondering if somebody else has been in there. I know I vaguely recall I was thinking, oh, yeah, that sounds a bit shit, and I know what these are like, and I was like, you know what, I'm not getting into that because I know what would happen. I'd end up balls deep before we could stop it. I should have counted them really, so that we need to do so I know because I think they're pretty much 50-50. But got to the paper by accident. I know from experience that when you think you've got them all in, you usually end up with one too many. And this looks like they're actually one too short. And that's a good play. Oh no, there we go, two bearings there. No, that's it. They do look like they're nicely set in. They're not, because what happens is you're shoving them in and they gradually creep out. Every time you push one in, it puts a little bit of pressure on it and they gradually creep out. Oh god, that was nearly a disaster. Right, let's see what it feels like when we drop it on there now. So we've got to do it as if we are undoing it. Tighten it up, and then hopefully it shouldn't be stiff. And if it's stiff, we've got a problem because I need to go and put the shim back in. There's a little bit of play, but you know what? I'll take that for the. I'll take that. And let's see if we can get it done up a little bit more because I do think that there's some. If we're undoing it, I do think the shims are potentially. Yeah, the shims were slightly rusty, so they're not sitting as well as it should do. So if we're taking a shim out there and that fits, that just shows how much wear there is in the bearings and in that. So it definitely needs replacing next time round. We'll just put the seal back on it. That might do wang a bit more grease down the back of there before we put that seal on. I'll save that little grease for something. So the grease isn't really here as a to lubricate anything. It's there to provide a barrier, just to stop crap from getting in. In the olden days, when original machinery, a lot of the oil seals, they weren't oil seals, they were just grease and leather. Right, there you go. What was your uncle? So another reason why I'm doing this is he might just decide to replace his wheels. Sound like a bag of spanners. Right, let's get the wheel put back together now. Make sure we're not suddenly got one that wants to go in the bin. Right, we're going to have to do this quickly. Quick. Sometimes like this, I wish I'd got the right then. So just give his balls a little polish there. Move that out. Actually, no, we need that. So we're going to get the first side in. I've just cleaned the crap off there, and I just need to give this a quick clean out in the channel where everything's going to go back. So we've got to put this on here. Again, need to make sure there's plenty of grease on that. I'm going to end up knocking balls all over the place. Put that thing on the floor, out of the way. That's it. Actually, it starts to feel better already, that. It's not going to get any better, trust me. You see, you won't get a bike shop doing this. They would never, ever service the balls in a. Rather than service the balls, they'll tell you need even in the axle, they'll tell you that you just need a new wheel. As soon as they won't even grease it. If he comes in for a service, they won't do what I'm doing now. Take the balls out, clean it all out, drop them back in. They just go, it's disposable. Let's just drop them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your finger in there so they don't drop down. 6, 7, 8, 9. Axle. Again, smother it with grease for the same reason. Let's just keep everything as corrosion free as we can do, even though it's a little bit beyond that. No, nearly. What do you tell me? No, that's not the right one. That's the right one. That's it. Now we can go in with that. She does actually feel quite good. Right. Turn it over. And now we don't need the bucket because I need to keep the tension on that to stop the balls from disappearing down there. And like a muppet, I didn't clean that one out, so I'm just going to do that now. Get all the dirt and crap out of there. Should have done that before. That's what I normally do when I strip them down. I got to see, we replaced that cup. We knocked it out, and knocked another one in. Actually, that's looking still in relatively good nick. So you can actually completely rebuild these with a new axle and knock in some new cones, because I've got some spare cones, and if you can replace that on the free hub, you can actually fix the entire thing. Most people will tell you with loose balls that once it's gone, it's gone. I've never run out of grease already. I'm going to use this grease gun. Another quality product from Amazon. Come on. There we go. I've got some air trapped in it. Right. Time to clean my balls. Move you out of the way. I should have 9 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, you are kidding me. How have we managed to lose a ball? It's not in the middle of that fucking axle. That's to play hunt the ball. Oh, we're not gonna, we're just going to go and get another one out of the box. Actually, I'm curious now as to if it is in the middle of there. So I'm just going to. We're proddling with. Well, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are missing a ball. Not entirely sure how we've managed to do that. You'll have to bear with me while I go and find it. I do have a pack of 14-inch balls. I'm just not entirely sure where they are at the moment, to be honest. Stick these in, and then I will go and fetch them. I'll fetch one. You'll find these are the ones that are slightly more corroded on this side. Not entirely sure how we've managed that, unless it's stuck inside something. No. Right, let me go and find that. Oh, we're back. Right, sorry, battery went flat. I've collected another ball up, put it all back in. I've cleaned disc off with some brake cleaner. All I've got to do is just nip this up. It's running really well now. In fact, I'll just give you a quick demo. Perfect that. I'll spin it the other way and I can. That's it. The free wheel's working well as well. A little bit draggy, but it's fine. There's still a little bit of play in it, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over that, considering what it is. We'll get that put back together now, and then and stick it on the get it stuck back on the bike and get the rest of the bike cleaned off. Right, that took a lot longer than I was expecting, so I think we're about 2 hours into this now of what should have been possibly an hour and a half service and quick job done. So just got to clean up in here, and then I will meet you back in the other building. Stick the gloves back on. A bit pointless and covered in grease, but let's see how we go. We'll run the right way around. What is it with these gloves on this hand? Just this hand. Shit, doctor. Might be this hand as well. Right. So I've just got to nip that off now. Normally I do this in a vice, but that's really nice. Little amount to play, but I'm not quite happy with that. Let's give it a little bit of a tweak. I can find another 17, 18, 19. We'll just give it a lick on nip up. Don't really do it like this, but that wanted. That's perfect. So I've nipped that, got that tight, and I just put a little bit of preload on it. It's not going to back off anyway. So just to clean now, so I've got to be really careful I don't touch them. All we've got to do is put the cassette back on. So let's go and have a look at the cassette. Right, let's see how clean this is then. Wow. Even I'm going to say wow at that one. It's come up really well. Just grab all of that. Gubbins. Shiny. Turn the heater off now. I don't think we're going to need anything else. Oh, there's muck on there, but I'm not going to get too excited about that. It's pretty clean. Right. Quite happy with that. Go and get it back on. Just a smear of red grease just to try and keep the muck out from the fins and everything. Put some down at the gap as well. That's the fat bit. There's the fat bit. There's the fat bit. Still a little bit of play, but not as much as before. wanging all over the place, which is why the gears weren't working that well. We are still going to check the alignment though. Nope. 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 Yep. I found my missing assembly piece from, I remember, from other videos. Oops. Where's the adapter go? That's at the right place. Yep. Set to German specification, cut and tight. Clip. Keep putting tools away. That just sounds a lot better. There's still quite a lot of play on that though. That's actually playing on the that's actually in properly. Get that off again. Not happy with that. That's right, you even make it in the box. This is where I find out I've not built this up the right one. I've built it up with the one off the you know what I might have. That is right annoying. better start again. I think I've put the 12 speed on there. It's because I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy talking to people on the phone. No, I don't think I have. No, that is the one. No, I can see the numbers now. It's the 2201. So I've put the right one on. I think it's just very loose on it. It could be worn down. Yeah, it's definitely the right one. Right, let's put it back on again. Phew. That saved me a whole load of pain. I know it's the right one because it's all rusty inside. I don't even know why I'm questioning myself. There's a lot of play on it. It looks right. I think it's just a lot of play on it. You might need a new cassette and a new brake hub. Tempted to put another. What is it anyway? Should say somewhere. It's a 34. 10, I think it's a 10 speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is a 10 speed. So 12 speed. One alone is that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the 10 speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. So yes, I know this is completely different, but let's just see how this one fits. That's right now. This is happening here. Right, I'm a dickhead. I had done what I thought I'd done. I went back up and checked it, and I knew it was wrong. I knew it was too loose. Before I play in the pre-hub, now I was getting played with the cassette on the thing, so I went back up and sure enough on the side was the really rusty one that I put to one side. I have absolutely no idea where I'm going to edit this one down, but as I was saying before I got cut off by the camera, I'm a bit of a dickhead. Yeah, the rusty one was up there. I had put the wrong one back on. I did realise it. So we've gone and fixed it now. It does actually sound a little bit better. There's no play there at all now, which was the important thing. So taking that shim out and re-greasing it appears to have done it. I was having trouble tensioning the axle, but it seems to have resolved itself. I should have realised because I was down on the bottom of the threads with the axle as well. So there we are. So we can bang this one back in now. When I realise what I've done with the skewer from it, which I've probably thrown on the floor or It's in a box somewhere, is this it? Looks like it. For some reason we chucked it in the shelf. Right, so I need to go that side. I do need to give, just put a bit of, I've got a few greasy paw prints on there. So I'll just put a splash of the degreaser. So this is it's not brake cleaner, but it is it's not oily. It'll do. They were fairly clean anyway. So if I just wipe these out and then I dry it off to get any residue off, we should be okay. There we go. Should be using brake cleaner, but unfortunately the brake cleaner is up in the garage and I ain't going up there again. Right, so finally we've got the wheel done. So we can slap this one back on the bike. All I've got to do now for the back side of it now is just stick the chain on. But I think that as a result, we've managed to save this wheel again. So I'm quite pleased with that. Could have probably done with another run through the ultrasonic to get it uber clean, but that's pretty good. The axle's running a lot smoother than it was. We'll see how it sounds when we lob it on. I did get this wheel nice and clean, and I've put flipping filthy paw prints all over it. Sorry, Darren, but there you go. Right, let's get you back outside. Maybe a bit trying to hang a wheel on a bike while it's up in the frame and with recess as well. Just oh no, that's what it just reminded me. We've got that hanger to sort out, haven't we? Got to remind me, I've got to true the wheel up as well. That's okay, that's just come loose. I don't know why it's come loose, but fortunately it's a heavy duty screw on the other side. Don't know how to tighten it though, but that looks a lot better. Right, you did forget to remind me, I need to true that wheel up. Some dog visitors. Right, we're set up. Right, so that one wants to go that way. Hopefully it's this one, so we can just click on. Oh yes. Not that off the turn. Not undoing at all, it's just tightening up. That's slightly over on that side. Let's tighten that one up. Let's now tap this side now. spoke replaced. This one definitely. Oh, there we go. Right, still going. And on this side. That's pretty much it. That's been nicely touching across. Right, let's get it back on the mic. Realised I do actually need to swap these brake pads out. Hey Ricky, you up to, mate? Right. I've got some ice techs which hopefully will fit these, but one thing I'm not sure of is whether road bike, because I normally just order off the numbers on the website. I'm kind of hoping that these are the same, otherwise I'm kind of, it's a bit of an impasse. No, they might not be. No, they're not. Have a look at them, see what we've got in my pocket. I can't put ice tech in for some reason. They're a weird one, and no, they aren't. So I do need a set of brake pads for whatever these are. I thought they were Shimano, but they're not. Oh, they are. PR M35. So actually, no, they look all right. It must have been just the way I was looking at it. Now they've got a bit of wear left in them. Let's see what he wants to do. I thought I might be able to stick some ice tech ones in there, but they don't fit. So let's see if he wants to swap them out, but that's a bit annoying. Yeah, we will. We'll stick them in. I probably will end up doing them because I've probably got a bit less life left in them than the brake pads that are already gone. So we'll just put them back here so I can put the bike back together and get it finalised. I don't know, well, we might video that. Brakes did actually feel okay. So we'll see. The borderline. If it was mine, I'd probably leave them in, but it's somebody else's, so I'll give them the benefit. But I think there's probably about 6 months out of them. and he's bringing the bike every 6 months anyway, so we might as well, kind of with the opinion we might just leave it. Right, I'm going to drop this down. God, that weighs a ton. It's easy to make sure this is lined up properly. That's it, that's all they need. It don't need to be massively done up. Oh, yeah, so it's not a good place to put it. It's not going to go through to the disc, even though they are safety ones now, so they shouldn't really. 1, 2, 3, off we go! My back's going to thank me for this one. Right, let's see what this sounds like now. Impressive. That, I think, is the best it's ever sounded. It's a little bit draggy on the free hub, but I'm not surprised really. No bed in it. A lot of it's the grease and the bearings with the rubber seals. They just need to sort themselves out. It's because they're packed up with grease and that one's pushing them out. So I think that's pretty good. Quite pleased with that. That's how much play we got. There's a little bit of play on it, but you need some play. No, happy with that. Right, let's get the chain done. Nope. Just going to drop the derailleur off so we can check the hangers straight. Take that off. Put that in. Out of the way. Thread it, because that would be a disaster. Right. Ooh. Miles out already. That's going to explain a lot, isn't it? Right, so it's twisted. Oh, still out. That's better. Okay. Catch in, catch in. That's it. Cracked it. So it was twisted slightly that way. Probably still a little bit out. So, yeah, that's good. It's near enough. So that would have explained why it probably wasn't indexing very well as that being a bit loose. So it's always the finest of these ones that catches you out. So if you checked all the obvious stuff, hanger, or even play on that, doesn't take much. If it's inconsistent, if it's going all the way up and down, generally it's an indexing issue, or there's a draggy cable or something like that. If it's certain places, then it's usually that, or if it's at the top, it's because there's more tension on the bigger one on the chain, so it's pulling it down. So if there is any play in it, it's pulling it over, if that makes sense. Move this out of the way. good little piece of kit that came from AliExpress, and I bought the extra bit as well, so I can use it to set the horns up on the brake levers on a road bike. So it's much better than the Park Tool one, which is aluminium. This is actually stainless steel. It's really well welded, so you can really wail on it. You just got to be careful you don't snap the thing. But if it's bent and it won't straighten, you need to buy a new one anyway. So it is what it is, that one. Right, we get set up for the chain. I forget to start it again. Oh well. Right, so we've got the chain on. All I've got to do is just drive this in. I was just saying that I do like the old way of doing it. It just seems a lot easier. Just means you can't pop the chain to pieces. But it's nice when they're a good make chain like this. You do it and it just drops in nicely like that. And usually the link's pretty much spot on. Look at that, perfectly tensioned. Right. Hopefully these are strong enough. There we go. So you just break off the other end of it, and then remember to stick that back in my tool. I've had this for ages. I think it's a foot spanner. That's the make, not it's a foot spanner, because obviously it's not. It's a chain breaker. Nice piece of kit. It's lasted me forever. Comes with a spare tip. I've never had to use it, so as far as I'm concerned, that's happy days. Right, let's see how this is going on then. We might have to drop that down because that's now gone a bit close. Let's see how we do. Oh. That's weird. That's missing. It's still at the end of there. So if that behaves itself now. I'm just making tiny adjustments. So the thing wasn't, it was too far this way, just wanted to move across. You haven't got the one either, which probably isn't helping. Get all the way back to the top now. We've got that on, see if it's any better. Oh, look at that, sweet. A little bit of a ride up, but I'll take that. Put it on the big ring now. Let's see where they think we can take a little bit out of that. We can have a little bit more out of that B screw. It's not touching. Just check it when it gets to the bottom. And we're not going to get any. Okay, let's put it onto the little ring. Spot on. That's it. No, that's good. It's cleared it. Look at that. That's running really well now, that wheel. Yeah, look, it's not turning the ring. No, quite pleased with that. Brakes actually feel alright. Well, we've ordered some now anyway, so. Yep, I think that's good. I think we've fixed it. So that's had a complete service out. Cassette off, that's gone in the ultrasonic to clean that up. We've had the axle out, we've cleaned all the ball race channels, cleaned up all the balls. They were fine because they were new in not long back. Checked the races, they're all fine. We've had the free hub out, completely disassembled the free hub, and then put it back together with a part of another free hub. Yeah, we won't talk about that. Greased it all up, got that working. That's actually working really nice. I'm quite pleased with that. It's just a shame you can't actually pedal backwards with these, but no, I'm quite happy with that. That's running really well actually. So yeah, okay, it's not got a lot of it's quite draggy, but there is play there, so it's not a tight bearing. It's the grease and the rubber seals. No, quite pleased with that. That's doing well. We've put a new chain on it because the old chain was had stretched. I've got some new derailleur from last time. Front wheel's fine. We've checked that. All I've got to do now is just grease that front Q lock and then and put the brake pads in when they come tomorrow. And I think jobs are good on with that. I think we can send it back. I'm quite pleased. Right, so I'll catch you back tomorrow when the brake pads have turned up. Right, back again. It's been over a week later. Parts came. Didn't get a chance to do it before we went away. Been in Scotland, keeping out for the videos. You should see what we've been up to. I've done some travelling shorts and things just to capture what I've been up to. Basically did the Loch Ness E-Tap replacement for Rides London this year. Good laugh. Up there with friends. Really nice time. Anyway, watch the videos. We've just got to finish this one off. All we had to do was just stick a set of brake pads on it basically. So I'll resituate you around the other side and we'll crack on with those. So bear with me. I've got the camera, the phone in the workshop out of the daylight. Oh, there goes the big bear. Do you see the big bear? That's the big bear. Hello, bear. He's a Hungarian Commodore, and he's the grumpiest dog ever. Aren't you, Fluffle? Yeah, he needs an haircut, but he doesn't want his hair cutting. And if there's anything that makes him grumpy, it's getting his hair cut. So He's probably going to knock the camera over in a minute just to pay me back for mentioning haircuts. Anyway, right, let's get these things off. Oh yeah. Take the clutch off, you muppet. You might find it comes out a bit easier then. Or not. God. Stopping it now. Assuming I got split pins with the new split pins with it. Did buy genuine Shimano ones. Not Shimo. Or Shimano like. Honestly, the Chinesian fakes are really, they're not even trying now. What's me laugh is people are buying them and then still complaining that these brake pads are awful, or these Shimano parts are really, no, they're not Shimano parts. You bought fakes. I mean, they don't even put Shimano on the box, they just copied the box and just leave Shimano off. Most of them, right. So these were the ones that we're down. We're down to less than a mil. They need swapping out. Don't know if you can see that. What make are they? I didn't have a look before. No, they're genuines. So these B05S RX. Yeah. Resin. Shimano. Yep, genuines. Lasted well then. I would hazard a guess they're probably the originals. I think I swapped out the front ones, possibly. A selection of pins. Interesting. So, guess we don't need that anymore. Shove that in the old pocket. So exactly the same ones. BR05S, genuine Shimanos. Come in nice cardboard packages now. Just throwing the split pin away, that wasn't the best idea, because I could have used that to measure it. Which is no guaranteeing I used the right one though. I think it's that one. It's the slightly longer one. Yep. And a new split pin and a new set of pad splitters. Not going to bother with any anti-seize on the back. Yeah. So what I will do though is I'll just prise those apart a bit to make life a bit easier. Cue the comments about how I'm doing this. Cue me not giving a monkeys. Some of them you start shoving this on one side and just making sure they're not seized basically. Oops. Come on. Absolutely gorgeous here. It's still April and it's about 27 degrees. I know. We've gone straight in. Split pin. Look at that, straight through. I haven't actually had to use any tools yet. I'm probably going to need a screwdriver to do this properly. Actually, I'll tell you what we have got. We should have a splitter. Just listen to me while I wander around. It's going to steal one off the dead defy that's on the turbo. Might have got some people lined up for some of the parts that are coming off that. Just get the dust off this one. There's no grease on it. There just looks like there is. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have to bleed a bit out of this. It doesn't. So that simulates a disc, so it should fit in there, but that's really tight, which means we're going to have a little bit of an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slacken off slightly the bleed screw and just let it shoot its pressure out. If I have a one of these that's small enough. Bigger than that. They're quite a nice design, these. They've actually got a place for you to put the bleed tube in. It should have a rubber cap on it. And then they've got a bleed screw here. So if I just knock this off, it should just spit fluid out of there. So it's just weeping a little bit. Really want to bring you around here because you're going to be directly in the sunlight, but you can see there, that's where you put your bleed tube. That's the bleed nipple behind here. So I've just released a little bit of the pressure that's on there. Hopefully we've not let any air in. That one might have been too small as well. Unless it isn't a Torx, it's a thingy. They're normally Torx, these though. No. Could be I'm pretty sure they're all Torx. Because that doesn't fit. With the sun shining in my eyes, and actually there might be a. That's it, and it's done up anyway. Just give it a quick squidge. I might have to come and do this again if it's still too tight. And by where we have a battle with the back wheel again. It's about halfway up gear-wise. I will need to drop it on the floor for this. Right. Just quickly drop it on the floor when I can get it out of the clamps. Because you want to make sure it's properly seated in there. God, and Bennett, that weighs a ton. I feel for my back every time I get this. That seems alright, actually. So I didn't need that much out of it, actually. I'm just going to stick this back in the bike before I forget. Like I said, I think when I get the all clear and I find out what's happening with this bike, whether the insurance company wants it back, because obviously they've paid me out for it. Then if not, I've got people lined up who want them already. Remember that that TCR that's with the semi-hydraulic setup. He wants to convert it to entirely hydraulic. So there's an opportunity. He can take the 105 group set. All he really needs is the levers. There you go. Job's a good one. So let's just do a quick recap on what we've done for this. So front to back, re-greased the Q-lock and it's actually doing okay. Checked all the specs. I think we stuck a new disc on that last time and new brake pads. The back one is probably going to need is going to need doing soon. Checked out all the bearings and everything up there. They were fine. Bottom bracket's okay as far as I can test because it's electric. I'm not tearing into that. I will only touch that if there's a problem with it. I don't have any manuals for it. And I haven't done any research into what I need to do to service them. So I'm just going to leave that well alone. There's no point me tearing into it if there's nothing wrong with it and then causing a load of problems and not having the tools or the information to be able to fix it or service it or put it back together again. Tend to think things like that. If you took it to pieces in the wrong order, it's bits and bobs all over the place. New chain. Sorted the derailleur hanger out. It was loose and straightened it. I also do need to stick a bobble on the end of there too. So I will do that shortly. We've put new brake pads in the back. We have completely disassembled the back freewheel free hub and completely rebuilt it, re-greased it, put it back together again. It is mullered. I have got another one on order from the slow boat from China, so we'll have to see if that arrives sometime, but it'll probably be fine to wait until the next service and then we'll completely strip down, re-ball and do his back wheel again for him and start again from scratch with that one. What else have we done to it? That's about it, to be honest. We left the pedals because they're disposable. To be honest, they're spinning free enough. There's a bit of play in them and they're noisy, but no more noisy than the free hub. And new brake pads as well. So that's it. It can go back to its owner. It's looking a lot cleaner as well. I did put that in the ultrasonic for a bit of a bath. And we cleaned all this lot up as well. So that was a new derailleur last time. No, looking good. Ready for another God knows how many thousand miles he sticks on it. And I'll catch you later for the next one. Walking backwards in a cinematic fashion. Oh, get the sun out of my face. So, where should we go? Just quick wrap up. Don't forget, nearly forgot to say it, doesn't cost you a penny or take hardly any of your time. Just hit the buttons down there, like and subscribe. Would like to build the channel up a bit more now. You know, maybe I'll get more time to do the videos and things like that. Steady stream of bikes coming in. I've got a backlog already building up. My Propel needs a complete strip down, so that's going to get a complete disassemble and reassemble at some point. What else have we got to do? We've got to do something with the Defy, the old Defy, when I find out what the crack is with that. We've got a Planet X coming tomorrow that's got a problem with the gears. I've got at least another 3 bikes where people are saying, oh, let me know when you're free. Those ones where I keep saying, yeah, I'm free, bring it round. Never materialises. At some point, I'm sure Jerry will turn up and dump 15 bikes on me and a generator. Brilliant, because it's great content, Jerry's bikes. They always always provide decent content. So anyway, that's it. Let's have a quick look at the view. Look at that. It's not the best view. The best view's over there, but I'm not going over there because I have to get past the beastie that's guarding. So bye-bye, bear. So as you can stuff off. No idea where Ricky is. I suspect he's probably asleep in here. No, can't find him. No idea where Ricky's gone then. He's possibly asleep in the house. I might have locked him in. Oh no, he's not. He's there. Didn't see him. There's Ricky. Say bye, Ricky. Ricky's a Spanish water dog. Bye-bye, Ricky. Bye-bye, bear. Oh, I've got to walk all the way back in here to turn this off now, haven't we?